Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Aloha Friday. I'm going to share some information with you in the next 15 to 20 minutes that could be life-changing. It has drastically changed my life and my family's life over the last 7.5 years. And I'm a little nervous today. I don't know if it's because I'm emotional with everything that's going on in the world, or if it's because I really know what's possible with these products and with this business. So if I get emotional, just love me through it. A little bit about myself. Daisy Shane Goodwin. I live on the North Shore of Kauai. I'm actually at a friend's house staying here for a few days. This isn't my house, maybe one day. But you know, before I found this, I was a professional athlete. I had a great run with it. Then got our income cut in half, my husband as well, in 2008, and tried to open a small business here on the North Shore. Learned really quick that small business is kind of a pipe dream because you get paid last. Your feet are nailed to the floor. Now, with nowadays, your small business will close overnight. You know, since then we started another 2 small businesses here on the North Shore of Kauai, and they're both successful, but we've had to close the doors because of this virus. It's been a week and a half now, and if I didn't dig my well before a few years ago, we would be completely out of income. And what happened with us, you know, back in 2008 is we closed the doors, kind of like today, but for us, no one was coming. And so we basically almost filed for bankruptcy and closed the doors and went into survival mode. Now, survival mode looks different today than it did then. You know, back then we could go out and I got waitressing jobs, 2 waitressing jobs. I cleaned vacation rentals. I did whatever I could to make the ends meet. And unfortunately, it was never enough. My husband even did odd construction jobs. And no matter what we did, there was always too much month at the end of the money. Now my health started to take a toll, as I'm sure you would understand, and a lot of you are even feeling right now, is because when there's no money coming in, your health takes a toll. The stress is real. People say money doesn't buy you happiness, and I agree with that, but money is right up there with food, air, and water. And so for me, it looked like insomnia, anxiety. I couldn't be present with my kids. Depression was knocking on my door. And you know, it was really tough times. Now, why I'm telling you all of that is because right now, with the crisis going on that we are facing worldwide, there is no survival mode. We are in desperation. And that's why I'm emotional more than ever, is because I know what's possible here with your health. These products are unbelievable. I'm going to share about that. And this business is unbelievable, especially now because everyone is looking for supplemental income. Now, something about network marketing, you know, I was the skeptic of all skeptics early on. I mean, you could not get me to even buy a product if it had to do with network marketing. But what I've learned, especially after joining, and I'll share a little bit about my story of how that even happened and becoming a success in it and having a team of people that are successful, what I've learned and seen is that network marketing does good in a good economy, but unbelievably great in a bad economy. And so for me, my journey kind of looked like this. You know, my dear friend came to me and said, you've got to take a look at these products. They are changing my health. He had been battling an ailment that was life-threatening. And he only changed a few things, and one of them being our flagship product, starting to take that. And he said, you know, you got to watch this ABC Primetime piece. Now I'm going to have you write this down if you can, if you get a pen and a paper really quick, abcnewsreport.com. And I'm just going to share a little bit about what happened, is that these news broadcasters went in to debunk these scientists for making claims that had never medically been possible. And that is that our flagship product was reducing the oxidation in our cells, oxidative stress, by an average of 40% in 30 days. Now, for me, I didn't know much about oxidative stress. I'm going to show you really quick a couple slides. So in case you don't know either, you can kind of get a visual. But as you see, when you cut an apple and you put it on a shelf or even on your counter, it turns brown. And that's exactly what happens to our cells as we age. It contributes to all human disease and causes the signs of aging. So you can kind of get a visual. So, you know, these news broadcasters went in to debunk these scientists and found out crazy things. It actually became the biggest third-party validator for this company ever. Now, this was a publicly traded company. They were already on the shelves at different health food stores, GNC, High Health, but not getting the kind of, you know, sales that they needed. And when this news broadcaster went in there, he took a T-bar test, which measures the oxidation in our cells. And in 2.5 weeks, his oxidation level had gone down 45%. Now you'll go and you'll see this and it'll give you a better explanation. They interview doctors and they give you a bigger, better picture, but because of time's sake, I'm not gonna go into all of that. But abcnewsreport.com, that's what got my attention. Now, first of all, I thought this sounds way too good to be true. Second of all, I said, is it network marketing? Why would a company like this do network marketing if it's publicly traded, if it has a product that can change the way that we age on a cellular level? Why network marketing? And so I began to unravel this story. And what happened is after that news report aired, over 2 million orders went through. Now, these were scientists, not just any scientists. Our formulator was an Elliott Crescent Award winner, someone that changes a century. So Marie Curie, Henry Ford, the Wright brothers, they also were recipients, and Dr. Joe McCord as well. So, you know, he was thinking, gosh, I'm just gonna sit it on the shelves and I'm gonna, you know, make things happen. But what happened is after that aired, they only had 40,000 bottles in stock. They didn't have the infrastructure to handle that demand. And overnight, the company LifeVantage started to slowly go out of business, into debt. But here's the kicker, and this is what really basically sealed the deal for me and a ton of other people on my team. I'm talking doctors, veterinarians, people that are extremely, extremely smart, is that all these universities and organizations saw that ABC Primetime. And they decided that they were gonna do their own independent research funded by whatever they came in. I'm gonna show you another slide. And they began to see that this guy has his hands on something very, very special. Look at all of this third-party validated research. This is all people that have done their own research. I'm gonna have you go to the next thing, which is pubmed.gov. PUBmed.gov. Now, this is the National Institute of Health. This is basically what sealed the deal for me to even look into what network marketing was, and I'll go into that. But look at Harvard, Texas Tech, American Heart Association. They all started to do their own independent research. And you can see when you go to PubMed, you can see all the different 22 peer-reviewed research studies on the flagship product. Here's one that I just wanted to show you really quick, and you can go and do all your research. But I want you to look at right down here. After 30 days of supplementation, T-bar tests declined by an average of 40%. That is big. And it's saying here that we conclude that the modest induction of the catalyst antioxidants, SOD and catalase, may be a much more effective approach than supplementation with antioxidants such as vitamin C and vitamin E. So this is just one. There are a ton of things that you can go to. I also want you to go to that website, and I want you to type in that search bar anything that you have coming at you. Maybe you have something, a friend has an ailment that they're dealing with that's giving them, you know, health problems. And I want you to type in oxidative stress after that. So for me, it was heart disease, Alzheimer's, arthritis, and oxidative stress. And I saw that everything was linked. I didn't have to take John Quinotes, who is the guy who did the ABC Primetime Report. I didn't have to take his word for it. I could go and look at the craziest science and the craziest peer-reviewed research studies, which are very hard to get, you guys. It's not just, you can't just write a peer-reviewed research study. And I was able to see that I had my hands on something extremely special. So then I started to pass it out to people, and we could get on a private Zoom and I could tell you story after story after story, because everybody has a different reaction to this. Now, our bodies are the miracle here. I want to get that across. All this is doing with our products, we have a handful of them that are crazy integral and just amazing breakthroughs, is that we're flipping the switch on in our body, in our gene expression, to do what they're supposed to do. Now, daily we get bombarded with free radicals, now new viruses. It doesn't matter even if you're super, super healthy. With the way that the cell phones are and the computers and pumping your gas and working out really hard, we are bombarded. And all we're doing here is flipping the switch on to make us feel better. Now, I haven't been sick in a very long time. I haven't gotten flu in so long. My kids take this. My dog takes these. You know, it's huge for any mammal. Now, I want to talk a little bit about network marketing, because if you're like me, you were beyond skeptical. Now, when I started to unravel what network marketing was, I started to feel really ignorant, honestly. I started to learn that it's a $240 billion industry. It's above the music industry, the movie industry, the organic food trade. It is right there at the top, right under professional athletes as payouts go in our country. And I started to wonder, well, who's getting paid? Is it the guy on the top? Because I've always thought pyramid scheme, right? And I started to think a few things. I started to realize that any job is a pyramid scheme. There's the guy on top that makes all the money. And then there's the next level. And for me, it was, I was a waitress, and the guy that owned the restaurant was on top, then the managers, then the waitress, then the busboys, then the janitors, all of that. It doesn't matter what job you were doing. It's a pyramid scheme. But when I started to learn about this, especially this company and the compensation plan that is so generous, I started to realize that this is exactly the opposite, that I could make more money than the guy that signed me up. If I did the work, I was able to be compensated for that on a level that you can't even imagine. So basically how I started to break it down also is I network market every day, whether I am doing this or not. Think of the last restaurant you went to. I'm sure it's been a while, and it may be a while still. But when you told 10 people about the sandwich or the entree that you love, did you get a kickback, even a salad? No. Now we're all watching Netflix, right? I mean, I feel like I'm almost at the end of Netflix. Now, did you get a free month subscription when you told 20 people about the new series? No. But what network marketing is, when it's done right, is you cut out the middleman and you basically pay it to the people that are telling the story. And that's exactly what happened with this company. Back in 2009, they were going into debt. They were going out of business, basically. And they hired a businessman and said, what do? We have a product that can literally change the way that people get sick and age. What do we do? And they said, have you thought of network marketing? They were doing about 3 million on the shelves. And what happened was, the first year that they'd said that okay, we're going to try this because we do have a story to tell. People aren't going to trust an infomercial, but they'll trust their friend, just like whoever invited you today. You trusted them enough to get on to listen. And so they took it off the shelves and they did 33 million the first year of network marketing. Then they did 123 million the next year, and over 200 million the following. And now we're doing more and more and more, every year. We just closed the ringing bell on the NASDAQ. Our stock has gone from $1 to $15. Things are happening. Now, because our world has just completely stopped and taken a U-turn, and we don't know what we're doing, it's really hard times. Now this is one of those opportunities that's better than ever. Because people, first of all, me, I'd never done this before. I'm a mom of 3, as you can see all the toys behind us. I'd never been a salesperson, but I knew how to be a bridge. I knew how to tell people, hey, take a look at this. This is what I found. It may or may not be for you, but you should look at this. It's a natural product. I'm very crazy about ingredients, by the way. And I love that our company checks for heavy metals, pesticides, herbicides. I, didn't really know if I could do this, but I could be someone that shared the information or got people in front of the information. And so because of that, a team has grown, and we are a family. I totally take this very seriously. So today, if you're wondering, can I do this? That was me. I was like, well, I don't want to tell anyone about the business. I'm just going to talk about the products. That was so me. And I understand where you're coming from if that's how you're feeling. But here's the thing, is that you can share the information. And because of the way this compensation plan is written out, it is extremely generous. I'm going to share a couple favorites for some of you that have never done or seen network marketing. One of my favorites is the Fast Start bonus. And how that works is you get 40% of whatever you bring in next Friday. So if you bring in someone, they order $100 in products, you're going to get $40 next Friday. Now that's big, especially for me when I started. I didn't have enough money to even have my own car. My husband and I were sharing a car, but we were able to, get money right away, which is what everyone's looking for right now. Then there's something called a matching bonus. And how this works is you basically get paid for the right behavior. Now, if you bring in your mom and she brings in her cousin, cousin brings in sister, sister brings in best friend, and best friend brings in neighbor, you're gonna get 10%, as wide as you go, of everything that your mom brings in. Every month, 10%. That's big on her residual paycheck. And then 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%. Every month that comes in, and that is great. It's just awesome because everyone helps everyone. There's also something called an elite bonus, and this literally made me fall off my chair the first time that I saw this. And how this works is You get to get paid on everything sold in the world. Now, right now we're babies. We're only in about a couple dozen countries and we're growing every year. Now, why this is big is because you're gonna global profit share in everything. So as a Pro 7, it goes in ranks. I'm gonna show you this in a second. I'm gonna show you the payout. Because we're publicly traded, you can see exactly how much everyone's making. It's very transparent. That's a big thing for this company that I loved. In the elite bonus, as a Pro 7, you're gonna share in 1%. As a Pro 8, you share in 2%. As a Pro 9, 3%. As a Pro 10, you share in 4% of everything sold. Now, when I started, I just needed a couple extra $100 a month. I didn't need an elite paycheck. I just needed something that was going to basically let us buy the organic groceries that we used to buy. I mean, things were really tough. Now, as you can see here, these are the ranks, and you basically accumulate this by the volume that comes in. And I want you to understand this. You don't have to go and sell this to everybody. You share the information, and because people are looking, people end up doing this. That's what I've seen over and over again, especially now. My voice is still gone because I've been talking nonstop to people about what's going on with this because everyone's looking. Now, I want you to focus on this. First, I thought, hey, if I could get to make $1,400 a month, man, I would be golden. But what happens is so-and-so tells so-and-so who tells so-and-so. And all of a sudden, your little team gets from this big to this big to this big to this big to big to big. And the reason why is because everyone wants to feel better. The health and wellness industry is the biggest that we've ever seen. It's a multi-trillion-dollar industry. And especially now, people want to have their bodies as healthy as possible. And that's what you're doing here. You're activating your cells to do what they did when we were kids, basically. But I want you to focus on this right here. These are the elite ranks. I never thought in a million years that I would hit the elite ranks. But what happens, like I said, is it's not who you know or who the next people know, but it's who they know and who they know. And people, especially now, are on their knees praying for an answer. Now, it took me about 18 months to get here. The girl underneath me that I signed up, Julie Mai, actually passed me the month before. And that's what I love about this, is the work you put in, you get compensated. It took me, look at these elite ranks though. This is coming in every month. So when I was flat on my back with our third child pregnant, and I was told not to do anything but use the bathroom because I was on bed rest, I still had a gigantic Pro 8 check coming in every month. Now, why you need to know this is because right now, a lot of people don't even have one paycheck coming in. This is very, very, very big information. And I want to tell you guys something. This isn't for everybody. The products, yes, the products are for every single mammal on the planet. Everyone needs to know about this. The health benefits that I have seen, the turns that people have made in their health, and go watch that ABC Primetime because you'll really be able to get a grip on how big this is. Go and do your research. Don't take my word for it. You'll have a million questions. Get back with me or whoever invited you, and we can go over them. But this is big because a lot of people are looking. And I personally had no idea what I had my hands on in the beginning. That was 7.5 years ago, you guys. And I could literally move to Fiji and still have this giant check coming in. But my why is to help others, especially now more than ever. It benefits your soul on a level I cannot explain when you get calls from people with crying, telling you how their health has changed. People telling you that they were able to, quit one of their jobs. And now more than ever, to hear people are making some money on this is huge. So I have 5 minutes left. Do you guys have any questions? If you do, I see someone's chatting right now. Oh, thank you, Tropical Biohackers, for putting that in there, pubmed.gov. If anyone has a question, if you could go down to the bottom left and unmute yourself, ask a question. I would love to answer it. And if I don't know it, I can find someone that does. I'm pretty close with a lot of elites in the company and doctors and scientists and all of that. So does anyone have a question? That's good. That makes me feel like I did my job good.
Daisy, I'm hearing that what countries are we in and what is the company name?
Oh, good. Yeah, thank you. I knew I left something out. So Life Vantage, LFVN is the ticker on the NASDAQ. And we are open in, gosh, I wonder if I have the slide. I think this slide is a little bit dated, but I can show you really quick. Hold on. We're about to open Singapore too. That is a new market that is going to be awesome. Everyone is needing these products more than ever, but here we go. Here's the countries. There you go. Let me see. I'm sure we've added a few since here. Let's see. I think China's on there. China, Hong Kong, Mexico. Yep. So these are the countries that we're in, and we're opening more and more constantly. Thailand, is Thailand on there?
Hey,
Yep.
Daisy,
Yeah.
could you take a minute and kind of really briefly go through a few of the products, like the main products, like maybe the Axio and the different activators? And
Yes, of course. So let me show you something really quick. Now these are the products to me that have drastically changed my health. I started with the Protandim. That's the one that opens up the NRF2 pathway and takes down the oxidation in our cells. Then the Nerf1, which is right behind here. This one is amazing. It rebuilds your mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell. And then the NAD is unbelievable. I felt something right away when I tried this, which is nice, you know, to be able to feel an energy kick and all of that. And this raises your sirtuin level by 100%. It basically turns on the generals in each cell to, you know, fight all the free radical damage. It's amazing. Let me see if I have a slide on the Axio. I don't think I do, but Axio has been a game changer for me too. I mean, hold on, let me unshare this. Major changer for me. And basically what it is a energy drink that doesn't have any sugar in it, because I'm crazy about ingredients. Doesn't have any sugar in it, but it's basically brain food. So it gives you even energy, removes the brain fog. You could literally build a multi-million dollar industry business on the Axio. It's so good. And then we have a phase system for the outside in approach. And that was why that's important is because Louisiana State did a study on it and noticed that if we could basically work from the outside in, and our skin being the largest organ in our body, that's big news. So they took the NRF2 and put it in a skincare system that goes down to the 4th level, the dermis level, and actually rebuilds it. So all the products we have are huge. There's a dog product, there's a weight management product. They're all amazing. My husband and I, and even the kids, I crushed up the Protandim and put it in their oatmeal. Especially now, we need our body to be at 100%. So I hope that helps. Anybody else?
So whoever's the iPhone, I don't know what the name is, but whoever's asking all the questions, definitely get back to the person who invited you. That's the best way to get all those answered.
Do you have to buy a certain amount? Oh, do you have to buy a certain amount? Yeah, get with the person that invited you. We can go on. I just want to really value everyone's time. I really like to keep these at 15, 20 minutes. So get with the person that invited you or call me. Whoever invited you will know how to get a hold of me. Like I said, we are a team. We are a tribe. I take this real seriously. So thank you, everyone. I really, really, really appreciate you jumping on and ask questions, do the research. This is big. This is one of those companies that you're going to know about in 2 years. You just are. And right now, nobody knows about it. We're still so young and it's amazing. So get with the person, let them know how you'd like to move forward. And we'll talk soon. Okay. Take care, everybody. Bye.